Fantasy from the fairway, the return at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Jenkins Jr. along for the ride. We're back after 1 week and one short, which did incredible numbers. Appreciate the support on the short, although most of the support came after the event. Not really understanding that one, but nevertheless, we move on. We are at the Arnold Palmer Invitational in Orlando, Florida. We got 2 weeks to catch up on. And Junior, I thought I was catching you, bro. T4 from Adam Scott. We had Wyndham kicked out. We won't talk too much about that. The Riviera Wizard, they said you can't play here anymore, sir, after signing an incorrect scorecard. But anyway, Adam Scott, a good pick. Old Bub got cut. How you feel about that?
I can't say I'm that surprised. Like, my hopes weren't that high, to be fair, so it's all right.
I agree with that. Thomas Peters, again, probably not so high. Wyndham kicked out for trying to cheat. Adam Scott, T4 at the Genesis, can't complain. Thought I was going in the right direction. And then you dropped the Keith Mitchell bomb on me, an old 67.8er. Denny McCarthy, can't complain. I could, but nobody's going to care. Hickok, rumor has it I'll never get a top 25 to let alone make the cut, or just not cheat and get caught. Hago T66 didn't work out for you, but still a pretty commanding lead. But hey, I'm not disappointed at our scores. 11 weeks in, 600 points. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah. No, that's really good. We need to improve the top 25s for sure, but you can't complain with the FedEx Cup points.
Yeah, unconfirmed. I probably won't update the top 25s. I'm probably just now going to try to go over like 1 for 30. That's where we are. So anyway, those have been the last 2 weeks with the picks. Jenkins Jr. with just under 100-point lead going in to the Arnold Palmer Invitational. These are the photos of the dudes. 2 photos got added. Adam Scott for me, Keith Mitchell for you, Scotty Scheffler. He gets a win and we have him covered by our faces. So sorry, Scotty. I don't really know how to move those. Every time I move them, they don't stay.
It's fine.
It's a weird program we're using here, but nevertheless, Patrick Reed survives. Hopefully, getting rid of him this week as we go to Bay Hill Jr., Orlando, Florida, par 72. 74, 66. That's a long way. Got the Bermuda grass.
Yeah, I figured not to go too in depth here because if you watch golf enough to watch a podcast on betting, I'm sure you know what Bay Hill's like. So
no, that's fair. That's a good call. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You may not even know this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. 550-point week for the winner. There's more points this week, correct?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure on that.
I'm pretty sure Bay Hill's one of those events that you get more points. I'm pretty sure I'll try to check that at some point during the program. But nonetheless, nice little Battle of the Sunsets right there coming off golf. Is that 18 without the stuff?
See, that's what I was thinking as well. It looks like it, but
because the clubhouse, I think that's 18.
The clubhouse
is
in the back. That is 18 because the clubhouse is in the back right there. Yeah,
that's 18 without the stuff. That's cool.
Heads up too, if you're planning on going to Bay Hill, get there like an hour early because it takes that long to get through the neighborhood and figure out where you're going. So,
that's a great call.
Good luck to anybody doing that.
That is a fantastic call. Figure out where you're going beforehand. But that's a good little shot right there. Battle of the Sunsets, Bay Hill, before or after the tournament. Before they have the spectators.
I just realized that's a Jax thing, isn't it? The Battle of the Sunsets.
Yeah,
that's a news. Yeah, I just caught on now.
Yeah,
I'm a little slow these days.
It's okay. Can't win them all. Send in your pictures, by the way, on Twitter. # Battle of the Sunsets. Anyway, as we move on, strokes gained off the tee, driving distance, putting, and course history are the big ones here. Distance is a big one. Junior say, you know what, bro? If you got to be good distance, you got to be good off the tee as well. I'm like, you know what? You're spot on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it pretty much goes hand in hand. Usually if you can drive it a long way, you'll pick up strokes anyways. But if you can drive it a long way and have just the littlest bit of accuracy, you're gonna do pretty well here.
Amen, brother. I agree with that. You know, the distance and the off the tee go hand in hand, but wait till we talk about Bo Hostler. You'll find out that's not even slightly correct, but makes a thumbs up. We'll get to that in a second. Your previous 3 winners, Happy Bryson, Big Bryson, Hurt Bryson will not compete. He WD'd, and I don't think anybody's disappointed about it. Terrell Hatton, who at the time was one of the bigger stars in the world, he wins this. He was not glum. He popped up his thumb. And since then, where the hell's Tyrrell Hatton been? I think we'll get into that as we go along here. And Francesco Molinari. So pretty much here's what I'm getting from this. If you win this event, you kind of go off the radar for about a year after, because Molinari was gone. COVID played a factor in that. But and Bryson's really been gone, to be honest. I mean, no, he won the U.S. Open before this. So
yeah. To be honest, I wonder if like the Bryson gets a lot of hate. I wonder if that's just getting to him. I know there's the stuff about the Saudi league and how he wants to get over there, but he honestly, since he got like bulked up and everybody's been just shitting on him, we haven't seen him as much.
That's a good call. And he lost to Brooks, obviously, so that probably took a hit. That's interesting. That's an interesting point. I have to see how that plays out, but nonetheless, no Bryson DeChambeau this week. As we get to the 10K and above, and Junior, first time I'm getting my eyes on this for you. Rory McIlroy at the top.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny too.
I'll tell you why I didn't do that. Haven't seen him enough on the PGA Tour. And I really, really, really like Victor Hovland, Hideki Matsuyama. And you can talk me into Jon Rahm. I don't feel any type of way about Scotty Scheffler, but I think Hovland, Matsuyama, and Rahm are like the top three options, clear and away. You don't see it that way.
Well, I figure Rory, you're right. We haven't seen him in a long time, but Rory loves Bay Hill. He has a win here. And he's also been playing pretty decently on the European tour. I know I feel like I say this every single week. It doesn't always translate European to PGA Tour. Mm-hmm. But like Rory's played most of his career on the PGA Tour. So that's fair. And at this point, like I feel like we're gonna see a Rory win on the PGA Tour pretty soon here.
I definitely do not disagree with that one, but nonetheless, I like Victor Hovland here. Has never missed the cut, I believe is what it was, but no finishes inside the top 40, I do believe was the stat. But this is a different Victor Hovland we've seen this year. He's been on a mission. He won PGA Tour events. He won European Tour events. He won unofficial PGA Tour events, the Hero World Challenge back in December. So this guy's been on a mission. He hits it a long way. He's good off the tee. He putts the golf ball enough. I think Victor Hovland could potentially win this week. I really like him here. You'll have him at 4.
Yeah. No, and honestly, props to the people who did the DraftKings this week, because usually there's somebody in the 10K that me and you both like agree is probably the worst play in the 10K. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's just coincidence or not, but like all of these players are long off the tee and pretty straight off the tee as well. So I feel like they did a good job this week, because there's not a bad play in the 10K. They all have a good game for Bay Hill.
I agree with that fully. Hideki Matsuyama, you have him in the 2. I also have him in the 2, and I think you'll agree with this statement. If Hideki Matsuyama can figure out the greens, he will win this event by a long shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if Hideki figures out the greens, he'll win. He'll put up like great Tiger numbers. He'll put up 30% win percentage.
Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. When he doesn't do well, it's because he can't putt. When you have to putt, we'll see what happens. I believe – I'm trying to remember. I wrote about him earlier today, but it's been a long, long fucking day. So I don't exactly remember, but I think the stats were okay. He's had an okay finish here, I do believe. But off the tee and distance, he has it, and the putting is where it is. Jon Rahm in the 3-hole for you. I think he's never played here. Does that surprise you?
It does. Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
Especially with players being right after, but
I know. I like doubled down on the I checked sources on that to make sure, and he's never played here. So, but nonetheless, distance putting, he should be fine. Yeah. And then Scotty Scheffler again. I don't hate him, but I just love those other. I love the top 3 in mine.
Yeah, no, and that's my same thing here. Like, there's not a player in the 10K I don't like, and it's funny. This is a good segue into the 9K, because there's honestly not a bad play in the 9K either. So it was a tough week for me to decide like who to put thumbs down or thumbs up. I thought about just doing like a list, because I think honestly they're all playable. And I like that. Adam Scott, for some reason, I felt like there needed to be a name over there.
Hey, Adam, it's tough.
It's tough. My bad, Adam. But honestly, they're all good plays, and it's kind of funny. It's except for Will Zalatoris, it's European players is the 9K range. There's just one exception.
Interesting.
But yeah,
and Zalatoris, it's interesting you don't have him on here because we've known his struggles with the putter.
That's pretty much why I did it. And he's only played here once. He is 164th putting. So I didn't want to put him thumbs down, because I think his other parts of his game are good enough to keep him in the tournament. But I don't think he's going to win the tournament.
That's fair.
But yeah, Sungjae has a great career here. He's 3 for 3 with 2 third-place finishes, 4th off the tee, 58th driving distance, 70th putting. He's another guy like Hideki. I think if he figures out how to putt, he'll probably win a bunch of tournaments throughout his career. But yeah, just the course history, he's good enough to put me to get me to put him at thumbs up. And then yeah, we just talked about Will Zalatoris. I think you should be fine playing him. I don't think he'll win the tournament, but I think his game's pretty solid enough to where he can kind of correct some of the issues he has on the green. Tyrrell Hatton is another guy who's not on here. He is on here. I don't have him thumbs up on paper because I forgot to do that. But that makes me happy to hear because he's 5 for 5 here with 3 top 25s, and he did win, as we saw a couple of slides ago. Mm-hmm. You can't pull numbers on him because he hasn't played here. He hit the gone girl, and we just haven't seen him in a long time. But he should be fine to play here. He clearly likes the course. This is one that was kind of surprising to me to figure out because, you know, you look up all the statistics and driving distance does have a pretty like large correlation to success of this tournament. Matthew Fitzpatrick is tied 189th in driving distance. In the past 3 times he's come here, which is the past 3 years, they've all been top 10 finishes. So I guess he's one of the examples of if you're good at other things, good enough at other things, you can kind of offset the advantage that the people who are a little bit longer off the tee have over you. So Matt Fitzpatrick, you can definitely go ahead and play him as long as his tummy feels okay. As long as he's out of the porta potty when his tee time arrives, he's good to go.
Let me tell you, I had disrespect planned for Wyndham Clark and Matt Fitzpatrick, and it totally slipped my mind because we didn't do a show last week due to unfortunate circumstances. But I forgot that I need to disrespect this man. So real quick, Matt, talking to you directly. Yeah. Hey, brother, maybe let somebody know before 5 minutes before you're supposed to hit the tee. Hey, man, it's tough. I can't plug it up type situation. How'd you let everybody know? There was the caddy outside the porta potty. Did you have to shoot him a text? Did he smell it? What was the situation? Matt Fitzpatrick, I got a problem with you, bro. I hope you do not win this tournament. And straight up, I do hope nothing bad happens to you, though. Like, I don't know. On that real shit, I hope you're okay. I hope you have a great life. But on the real, though, what are we doing? We need to let people know beforehand that if you're shitting, you're shitting, bro. These things happen. Patrick Cantlay told people in enough time. You did not tell anybody in enough time. Be careful. There are sunnies in the state of Florida. They might get you. It's a long Florida swing, Matt Fitzpatrick. You better be careful, and you better be careful if you roster Matt Fitzpatrick this week. Junior, that's all I got to say on that.
All right,
he'll probably finish in second.
Yeah, I guess Cantlay was a little less optimistic than Matt was that he would get out of the shitter. Maybe Matt really thought he could just push it out and get out there, but didn't turn out to be that way.
Amen, brother.
Just it did.
That's poop talk.
Next up after shit his pants, Matt Fitzpatrick, we got Mark Leishman at 9,100. He's a great putter, 15th on tour, driving distance 33rd. 9 for 12 here in his career with 4 top 10s and a win. For some reason, I just didn't want to put everybody thumbs up, so I left some people out. Truly not a bad play in the 9K range. And then we get to Adam Scott. Sorry. He should be fine. 71st off the tee, 28th putting, which is drastically better than his previous couple of years. So he's definitely been working on putting recently. 8 for 10 here with 2 top 10s, 17th driving distance. Adam Scott should also be perfectly fine, but somebody had to be over there. So,
amen, brother.
I guess if you're just scrolling through and seeing the slides, you're missing that one. But
yeah, that's what you got to do.
Moving right on to you got to listen. It's crucial.
Brother. It's a listening program.
We're starting off 8,900 with Billy Horschel. 22nd off the tee, 13th putting, which should line up to be like a pretty good performance. It just something about Billy Ho. I feel like he's been so good in career-wise. He's been so inconsistent that I think something's probably going to fall apart pretty soon. And not in like a horrific way, but I don't think he can keep up what he's doing right now. Mm-hmm. And Bay Hill is not a course that honestly fits into Billy Horschel's game. He's 130th driving distance. So I just think I'm taking the side of precaution this week with Billy Horschel.
I like that.
Sam Burns is just kind of What happened to Sam
Burns? That's weird.
Dude was so hot.
I didn't think that's what you're going to say, but it just happened to be that way. All right. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to Sam Burns.
He's missed his last 3 cuts on tour, which is crazy because he was on a streak of a crazy amount of made cuts in a row. 120th putting, 60th off the tee, and he hits it a long way. So clearly not accurate as of recently. But just the fact that he's missed the last 3 cuts, you can't play him at 8,800, I don't think.
Absolutely
Max Homa, surprisingly, outside of the state of California, I think you can play him. He's 2 for 2 here with a 24th place finish and a 10th place finish. Good putter, 31st on tour. And 4 of his last 5 events have been top 25s on the PGA Tour.
Hey, let me get something about Homa.
I think this is, yeah, of course.
Well, finish your thought, though, because I got to pull up the photo if you got more on Homa.
I was done.
Okay, that's what I thought.
For a little bit.
I tried to gauge those things when I think you're about to stop a sentence. That's kind of my whole job.
Yeah.
But I want to let you know that Homa quote retweeted the Masters odds today. Okay. And so this picture is a lot smaller than I anticipated being, so I'll just give you the highlights. But the situation is this: Tiger Woods plus 15,000 to win the Masters. Max Homa plus 1650. So people believe that Tiger Woods has a better chance to win the Masters on one leg than Max Homa on both legs, playing pretty decent golf. So that's where that's at. My respect goes to Max Homa. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know if that's disrespectful to Max or just super respectful to Tiger.
Yeah, I think it's a bit disrespectful, but he then posted this GIF, which is my favorite of all time. This guy right here.
Is that Ray Allen?
Nah, bro, that's what's his name? What's his name, bro? This is my favorite GIF. I posted a lot. What's this guy's name? Anyway, I'll figure it out. Continue on, but Max Homa good this week, but in the Masters, you'd be better off playing Tiger Woods on one leg. No disrespect.
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy to me.
Alonzo Mourning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Anyway.
But yeah, moving on. The next person on the 8K list is going to be Taylor Gooch. 2 for 4 on his last 4 events on tour. 112th off the tee, 115th putting. That's good enough for me to put him thumbs down for this week. I'm sad to say it, Casey. Russell Henley, I don't think you can play him. Damn. I do not think you can play Henley at 8.5. He's 2 for 5 here in his career. No top 25s. 13 of his 14 career rounds at Bay Hill have been over 70. Just don't think Russell Henley's going to be on my team this week, which is a sad day for me. Damn. But Jason Kokrak, he's definitely in the lineups that I have so far. Hits it very far away, tied 52nd, putts very well, 22nd on tour, and 6 for 8 here with 5 top 25s, including 3 top 10s. You should be all good to roll with Jason Kokrak.
Okay.
Paul Casey is another guy we haven't seen for a while.
Where's he been? Well, Valspar's coming up. He's got to get in form.
That's true. He's been playing on the European tour, but not much. So he just kind of hasn't been playing, which is, he's getting old.
Sometimes 45. You just have to go be rich,
Yeah, sometimes you literally just have a bunch of money that's waiting to be spent. So you got to take some time off.
Yep.
It's probably just what happened.
Facts.
Paul Casey is back. 2 of his last 3 trips to Bay Hill have been top 10s. He's playing pretty well over in Europe in the past 2 events. I think he's only played 2 recently, but they've been pretty good finishes. I believe both top 25s. So you should be good to go with Paul Casey.
I will say about Paul Casey, though, it's no surprise to see him play right now because the one knock on Paul Casey has been he's won Ryder Cups, he's won European Tour, he's won on the PGA Tour. Yeah. He's never won a major championship. He's never won the Players Championship. So that's kind of all what Paul Casey's been trying to do. It's kind of been, at least in my opinion, a pretty big narrative for a guy that's not an American player. I think we've paid a lot of attention come major time to Paul Casey because he's one major championship away from being a Hall of Famer. So I think it's not surprising to see him getting into form before the Players Championship because, let's be honest, the Players Championship is a pretty good accomplishment itself, and then obviously the Masters down the way. So not surprising to see Paul Casey, but he needs to He needs to get one of these majors somehow, some way.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think if he doesn't get it in the next 4 or 5 years, that dream's probably done. He is like 44 or 45, so he's getting up there. So he really needs one pretty soon here.
Absolutely.
And then one I don't understand, Keith Mitchell 8-1.
Yeah, I saw that.
That seems as disrespectful as Tiger being ahead of Max in the Masters.
Man, brother. By the way, there's like 80 other dudes. I'll try to fill in some of the blanks on who, like, Tiger's in front of a ton of people.
Gotcha.
But anyway,
yeah, Keith Mitchell 8,100. His last 3 events on the PGA Tour have been 9th, 10th, and 12th, and he's coming to the stretch of the PGA season where he historically does the best in his career. So I 8-1. You try to fit Keith Mitchell into the lineup because he'll probably have a pretty decent finish.
I like that.
And now on to the 7K. Once again, brought to you by me. It's the props. I forget every time.
Oh, the props of the week, bro. Are these
every
new?
Time.
Did you fill these out?
I did.
Yeah, same here, brother. So I do think playoff. I'm in for the playoff. These tournaments are close. I think we're seeing a playoff this week. You agree? I like that. It's different. You don't see two people saying.
What better course to have a playoff than when you get 18?
I'm saying
at Bay Hill. That's great television.
I like that. So playoff, yes and yes. First round leader, give me Deck. Give me the Deck. I think he's going to be incredible this week. I think he might win this event. Not saying I'm going to pick him because got my eyes on a certain guy in the 8K, but I think Hideki Matsuyama could win this event. Maverick McNeely, huh?
Yeah, I went on and checked the first round scoring, and he's pretty high up there. And then I looked at his numbers for Bay Hill, and that was enough. So I'm doubling. I'm locking down Matt McNeely for a first round leader.
Interesting. I like that. Before we end the props of the week, by the way, some other people that have worse odds or like have a apparently worse chance to win the Masters than Tiger Woods. Matt Fitzpatrick. So they must have got the idea that he might have to shit.
That's crazy.
So they're passing that along. Which, by the way, I actually think Matt Fitzpatrick, like the way that his game is and the way that Augusta plays, I think Matt Fitzpatrick has a very realistic chance to win the Masters. Jason Day, I guess his back could be a problem. Jason Kokrak is one I don't get. Horschel, Homa, Siwoo Kim, Molinari, English, Westwood. Where the hell's English, by the way? Westwood, Lowry, Fowler, Gooch. Henley, bro. They disrespected your boy like that.
Which is probably fair. I think Tiger has a better shot than Russ.
Yeah, I don't know why some of these people are on the list, like Van Rooyen. Because they would have exemption. That's why. KH Lee plus. Are you effing kidding me? KH Lee plus 40K.
Yeah, Casey's about to put the house on that. There's gonna be, you know how every time like what is it, Bleacher Report betting, post match or smacks,
they're gonna be like
they're gonna tune in for the largest bet on KH Lee in PGA history.
They're gonna be like, the tweet's gonna read like, we're not sure what's going on here, but somebody just placed $7,214 exactly on KH Lee to win the Masters.
And they're gonna title it like Florida resident because that's we're always the butt of the joke.
Duval County man.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Anyway, 7K brought to you by you. The Power, I won't call it an hour because it's not going to take an hour, but the Power range, what you got for us?
Yeah, and I apologize. I probably do a worse job than you do at the 7K range, but we're trying our best.
I like the look of it. All
right, good. You love to hear it. But yeah, starting off, we got Tommy Fleetwood and Jason Day, 2 people that I like a lot, but 2 people that I don't think are playable. I trusted Tommy last week. He hurt me, and I'm not ready to get hurt again.
Me neither.
Nope. So this week, no for Tommy until we see him do something even remotely decent on the PGA Tour.
Yep.
And then Jason Day, 174th off the tee, 55th putting, 92nd driving distance. I just don't think Jason Day is going to have that good of a week, to be honest. So thumbs down for him as well.
Yep.
Maverick McNeely, 23rd off the tee, 27th putting, 35th driving distance. He should be great here. He should be really good here.
Uh-oh.
So I'm all for it with Matt McNeely. He'll probably see him a little bit later on the show. Then we got Justin Rose at 77, 86th off the tee, 37th putting. He's finally gotten the putter to get going. In 11th for 15 here with 8 top 25s, 5 top 10s. Justin Rose should be fine at Bay Hill this week. Corey Connors is struggling, which is kind of surprising because he's like a not very far, but like very accurate kind of guy. So when those type of players struggle, they're usually not as bad as struggles as like people like Matthew Wolff or like Cameron Champ. But Corey Connors has not been good recently. He's 1 for 4 in his last 4 events on tour. His putter, which seemed to be, he fixed that part of the game last year, has been pretty bad once again this year at 76th, 67 distance. I just don't feel comfortable playing Corey Connors here, even though he is a very low price. So, I mean, high upside, of course, but that's up to you on how risky you want to be, I guess.
And that's what I was going to say. Listen, I'm old enough to remember when Corey Connors was a staple in the 7K. He left us for about a year. Okay, Corey was gone for a minute, so I'm glad to see he's back in his rightful spot in the 7K. And you would think I'd like to see my boys graduate into like the 8 and 9K. I like it when they come back. It's like a good old they're coming back home from college because they couldn't get a job type feel. So Corey Connors obviously, has job security, a PGA Tour winner, but it's good to see him back in the 7K and the middle of the 7K, I should add.
I mean, I guess I would say the same thing. I guess like I'm seeing people like Tommy, Jason, Justin Rose, Matt Wolff, Patrick Reed, who are now in your range, who never were before. So, I mean,
I'm saying
it is interesting to do this show over the course of the year and see how things change. But
that's for sure.
Yeah, moving on. I was instructed. I might not say instructed. I was demanded to put Cameron Young in the thumbs up. Casey texted me. He said,
"Young is a
7K is yours, but Cameron Young is thumbs up 100%."
Yeah. Let me tell you something, man. Cameron Young is absolutely incredible. I think he's been playing so good this year. Came out of left field. Nobody knows who he is. I was talking about him when he was $6,000 on the dot. I got 2 retweets on my article I wrote about him. So those 2 people are going to be locked into playing Cameron Young. And this is pretty much what I said, Junior. I don't know if you have stats on him, but I'm just going to take this one. Make it 5 straight cuts for Cameron Young on the PGA Tour as he heads into Bay Hill. Looking to make it 6. Young will be making his first start at Bay Hill, but he has the ingredients for a fantastic debut. So far in the season, Young sits 2nd in strokes gained off the tee, 5th in driving distance, 36th in strokes gained putting, and 39th in strokes gained from tee to green.
Yep. And I also like the fact that he has the 2nd place finish. So, he has tasted. He's tasted victory. He hasn't got to eat it yet. He hasn't had the full meal, but he's got that little.
That's what I'm talking about, the ingredients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the ingredients. Nah, I'm all good with Cameron Young. When you text me that, there's no way I could put him thumbs down or even not put him thumbs up. Should be a very good option at 7,500, which is well below the average salary. Wolff and Reed. Matthew Wolff and Patrick Reed less than Cameron Young.
Yeah, what a world, huh?
What a world, but they're both horrible.
Yeah, Brent said
not horrible, plain horrible. Let me restate that.
Yeah, that's fair. Brent said to me today, he's like, Patrick Reed's this bad? And I was like, yep.
Yeah, both of them have the yips. Chuck Knobloch overthrowing first base. Something's not going on.
Yeah.
But neither of them I don't think are playable this week, even though they're super young.
Absolutely.
Lots of like high upside guys, like all the pretty much thumbs down guy, high upside, but just playing really poorly.
Risky, super risky.
Yeah. Kevin Na is another guy I don't think you can play. 176 off the tee, 134th putting, which is surprising because he's known for like walking putts in. So I was surprised when I saw that. And he's 3 of his last 5 with 36 as his best finish in that span on tour. So I think Kevin Na is rather unplayable this week. You can play Tom Hoge if you like. I'm not used to talking about Tom Hoge, but hey,
it's different.
2 for 3. 2 for 3 here with a 15th and 26th place finish. You can do it. Keegan, I also think you can do it. He made his last 9 cuts here, including 3 top 25s. It's kind of been getting worse as the years have gone on, but he's probably good to make a cut at 7,300. Siwoo, 0 for his last 4 here. Man has made 4 trips without seeing the weekend. So that's good enough for me to say no, considering he is a horrible putter.
The worst.
So, yeah. One of them. Kevin Kisner's a no for me. 4 for 7 here with 2 top 25s. He's not very long off the tee, 144th, which factors into 148th off the tee. Just don't think Bay Hill is one of the tournaments Kevin Kisner is going to compete at.
Amen.
Lucas Glover, may we please pray that he does compete this week, and he should. 69th off the tee. That's about it. He's 194th putting. But he is 5 for 6 here in his last 6 with 2 top 10. So let's all hope Lucas makes the cut this week. Please. Lonto is somebody I also think can play at 7,100. 47th putting, 81st off the tee, 2 for 2 here with the 21st and 36th place finish, as well as going 9 for 10 on tour this year in cuts made. Denny, not really sure what to do with Denny McCarthy, so
yep.
do what's ever in your heart, I guess I'll say. Troy Merritt, you can play him. He's playing pretty well this year at 7,100, 40th off the tee, 95th putting. You can play Troy Merritt if you really feel like it. Don't play Thomas Peters. We just don't know what's going on with him at 7,000. Sahith Theegala, I probably wouldn't play him at $7,000 either. And if you had to play a guy at $7,000, Casey, who would it be?
KH. Yeah, I remember he is 7K.
It's KH.
Yeah.
44th off the tee, 97th putting, 76th driving distance. Lock me in for some KH Lee.
Let me tell you something. If KH Lee is in the tournament, you can safely assume he's in my league. I don't really care if he's going to do well or not. It's just the support that I can show.
Shout out to our good friend Jeremiah Pinto, who texted me and said Cameron Champ's a lock this week. I said he's not.
Cameron Champ sucks.
So I love it. I'll timestamp this later and send it to him.
Yeah, let him know. He's horrible. It does make sense though. The distance, that part makes sense. I think he is the worst putter on the tour. I think he's dead last.
Gotta be.
Or he was for a while in putting. So anyway, if you have $7,000 and you're already playing KH Lee and you still need another 7K play, it's pretty straightforward. You drop $100 and you play Carlos Ortiz, who for some reason is at $6,900. 80th off the tee, good enough. 43rd driving distance, like it. 79th putting, good enough. 2 for 3 here. Those are 29th and 21st place finishes. Carlos Ortiz is making the cut. Lock it down. Throw it out. Ricky Fowler's also making this cut. It's like some ridiculous 9 for 11 here, or 11 for 14, something crazy like that. Ricky Fowler's making that cut. Brennan Todd's not. He's not long enough off the tee.
I'm gonna stop you real quick.
What you got?
Do you think Ricky Fowler gets back to a place where? No, you think it's pretty much the end?
No, I think he'll. Yeah, I think he'll win again. Like I don't think like he'll be. I think he'll like somehow figure out how to win one. But I could see Ricky Fowler being the guy. Like Ricky Fowler's loaded, ridiculously loaded, and Ricky Fowler seems like the type of guy who, I don't know, I could be dead wrong. He seems like the type of guy who could be like, you know what, I don't need golf. I'm a father now.
Yeah.
I have a lot of money. I could see him just turning into like.
Yeah.
I honestly, it would not surprise me if Ricky Fowler turned into like an actor or something like that. Like, I'm not saying he'd be good at it. Like, I have no idea, but I can see Ricky Fowler doing more with his life than golf.
Like Shaq's doing like the insurance commercials.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I could see Ricky Fowler being like a weird, like if golf goes the way of like, they want to do like a Manning cast type thing. I think Ricky Fowler.
That's what I was going to say as well. I think he has like good charisma and all that stuff. So he'll definitely have a career in golf if he decides that maybe his playing days are over.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. That's a good call. By you at 68 in the thumbs up. Give me Taylor Moore, another guy that's been coming on strong this year. 31st off the tee this season. 83rd driving distance, just over 300 yards, so that'll play. 73rd putting, never played here, but Taylor Moore, I like him at 68. My boy, who is not my boy, this is Højgaard's brother. This is not Rasmus. This is Nikolai, and Nikolai is not very good. So we're going to thumbs him down at 68. And
I heard they're identical twins.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Until I see this.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be scary if they're in a pairing together, dude?
Boy, they be
like two of the same dudes you're playing.
We ain't doing a damn thing. Twin. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll cover some time really quick.
Now you ain't got to cover no time. I got it.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Are they identical? Yeah.
Wait, what? That wasn't the picture I clicked on? This is the picture I clicked on.
Heck yeah, bud.
That's the same.
That's scary, bro. that's terrifying.
Look at
And
these dudes.
they're like the same height too.
Bro.
Yeah, that's freak. They got to get them in a pairing one time.
If they could ever qualify for the same event at the same time.
Yeah, that's fair.
But nonetheless, without his twin, you can't play Nikolai. It's just not going to work out. We go to 67. We go to Bo Hostler, as we talked about in the title, old BEAU. 52nd driving distance, pretty solid. 157th off the tee. I don't understand how that works out. He is a boomer bust option, though. He is a great putter, 16th on tour, 3 for 3 here. I'm rocking with Bo Hostler. I think you can play him. Sam Ryder's another guy at $6,700. I like 1 for 2 here. 33rd was that finish. He's 66th on tour and putting. The distance is not great, but he did have a top 10 finish last week at the Honda Classic. Another tough golf course that plays a lot like Arnold Palmer in terms of the distance and the putting. You just have a little bit more room for air at Arnold Palmer. So I can rock with Sam Ryder and Bo Hostler at 67.
All right. I have you the stats. Bo Hostler hits it a long way.
Mm-hmm.
He hits 46% of the fairways, putting him at 209.
Holy shit. I'm still rocking with him.
I'm fine with that. I'm just saying that's why.
Well, that makes more sense.
He does hit it a very long way.
Hey, man. You do what you got to do. That's why he's a BOB, boomer bust option, not the guy that's saying airplanes. Garrick Higo at $6,700 is not a good play. He is a very bad putter. He's been playing things are on the downhill for Garrick Higo, so I'm going to avoid him. At $6,600, I don't think there's a good option, so either go up to 67 or go down to 65. And for the first time in like 2 years of this program, Patrick Rogers, thumbs up. It took him a while. I've disrespected the man multiple occasions. Not today. 5 for 6 here at Arnold Palmer, 7th in 2018, 4 made cuts in a row at Arnold Palmer. 103rd off the tee, good enough for me. 50th driving distance, 305.1, 82nd on tour in strokes gained putting. Patrick Rogers probably making this cut at $6,500. And Junior, per the usual.
Yep,
Ches Reavie is a no. 173rd putting, LOL. I thought this guy was a good putter. If he can't hit it far and he can't hit it straight and he can't putt, how the hell is he on the tour?
I forget who I was yelling at. It was like the first finish from the fairway ever.
Fabian Gomez.
Yeah. Apparently him and Ches.
The boys.
The boy.
So this one confuses me at $6,400 when I just talked crap about all those other people that were priced above Charles Howell III. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Charles Howell III is the greatest golfer to ever live, but I am going to tell you that it's a little disrespectful for a guy that's been on the tour for 30 years and has made 16 out of 18 cuts at this event at $6,400. 16 out of 18. The odds of Charles Howell III making the cut are so high that you should play him this week at $6,400. He's way too cheap. 73rd off the tee, 98th putting, 79th driving distance, over 300 yards on the average. Charles Howell III's making this cut pretty easily, I think.
I mean, he even like the past 2 years, he's been in contention for tournaments. It's not like he's horrible.
Yeah, I don't get this one. I really don't understand
me neither
this one
at all. I was looking at it as well.
There's a couple other ones that are interesting. The 61 range is interesting. I went with Adam Long here, but we'll get to that in a second. But there's other couple guys that are interesting in that one. Danny Lee at 63. I know what you're thinking. What in the world's going on with Danny Lee? I agree. But he's 5 for 9 here, so it's literally every other year. He did finish 5th here in 2020. He missed the cut in 2021, so he is due for a made cut here in 2022. He's a very good putter. The distance is just under 300 yards, so that will be the problem. But if he can become a bucket when he gets on the green, Danny Lee's making this cut. Sean O'Hare, welcome to Fantasy from the Fairway for a good reason. I've probably had you on this before and said, hey, this is just a guy that's not 80 years old. This time, I think he's playable. 7 out of 10 in his career here. I have no idea how he's played in this event 10 times, and I've barely heard of him. Nonetheless, he's made 7 out of 10 cuts. That's 70% of the time. That's a C. That's passing in every level of education, including college. And he's 8th on tour this season in putting. He does not hit it far. I hit it farther than him. I'm not going to lie to you. His might go straight. Mine don't, but that's not the point of the argument. The point of the argument, he's a bucket putter. You've got to play this guy at $6,200. At 61, it's Adam Long, who's 18th on tour in putting. 2 for 3 here and 10th in 2019. But at $6,100, it's very interesting some of the guys that you can get in terms of what, like some of the names. So it's $6,100. Brendan Steele, don't love him here, but quality name. Scott Stallings is another guy that's probably going to make this cut. Hayden Buckley's been playing really good this year. Masters champ Char Schwartzel, Peter Malnati, Graham McDowell, Scott Piercy, guys that are decent names at $6,100. I know they're not playing great right now, but like when you get a chance at some of those guys at $6,100, it's like you might risk it for the biscuit type thing. And then at 6,000, give me my boy, the Frenchman, Paul's 30th off the tee, 29th driving distance, a cool 310 yards, 64th putting. I'm dead serious. My man Paul is making the cut this week. They call him Paul Barian.
I just looked up Sean O'Hare. Dude's pretty decent.
Try and tell these people.
Like 22nd at the Bermuda, 16th at Pebble Beach.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I can mess with that. I like that a lot as we roll to the picks, Junior. And I will let you go first because I think I know who you're picking, and I'm sure as heck not picking him. So go ahead and let me know who your pick is to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
I'm going to let you go first just because of the fact you said your guys is an 8K and mine also is.
Okay, I was probably capping on that.
Okay.
And if I do pick an 8K guy, you can't pick him.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go with Jason Kokrak.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick old McNeely. Okay, Kokrak.
No.
I like it. So I'm caught between two gentlemen, and that is Hideki Matsuyama, and that is Keith Mitchell. Now,
okay.
Here's my thought here, Junior. Hideki Matsuyama is a fantastic golfer.
Yep.
He will probably win at some point again on the PGA Tour.
Absolutely.
There's only about 4 to 6 weeks Keith Mitchell has an opportunity.
Yep.
I think this is one of them, and I've talked myself into it. Give me Keith Mitchell.
I promise, regardless of when you pick Hideki, you'll probably get more out of him than I did. I got 3.3.
Well, last year I missed a cut with Hideki, so
Ooh.
Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I'll go with Keith Mitchell here at $8,100 to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational. When it comes to the 10 or the top 25, when you look at this range, I see mostly losers. But there's one man that stands out, and you already know who that is, brother. That's Cameron Young,
absolutely.
top 25 out of the 7K and below, or the 8K and below. What you got?
Yeah, I'm just going to take Maverick. I didn't want to pick him as my winner and top 25, but yep, definitely McNeely.
I like it. So you have Kokrak and McNeely. I'm rocking with Mitchell and Young. Probably not what you expected to see when you go find picks to win for the Arnold Palmer Invitational, but Kokrak and Mitchell are those gentlemen. I don't like Mitchell. He makes me mad with the visor.
I was kind of thinking the
Can
opposite.
we get this man a hat?
Because when you were talking about Bo Hostler, I thought the one thing that Bo had going was his visor.
Well, okay, listen, Bo needs the visor. Keith needs a hat, bro. Keith is okay.
I actually agree with that. Like Bryson has his dumb little hat. Mm-hmm. I think Bo has his visor, but Keith is good enough to where he can have a hat.
Amen.
Yeah.
Agreed fully.
Maybe one of the waste management hats, but a hat nonetheless.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Nonetheless, Fantasy from the Fairway has concluded this week for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. I'll probably be rocking with a YouTube short as well, and probably next week as well. Junior, rumor has it I have to get married on Sunday. So not getting back into town for a couple of days. Likely won't have time to get up a video for the Players Championship. We'll drop a YouTube short or 2 or 3. But there are a lot of good
we can do
players.
Shorts.
Yeah, a lot of good Players Championship coverage on the YouTube Shorts. If you want the full coverage, might as well check out ESPN 690 in Jacksonville. We'll be live at the Players Championship all week next week. So if you're out there, come holler at us. I will be there once I get back in town after the wedding. So, Junior, appreciate you. Appreciate your work.
If anybody's listening to this, I know why. If somebody comes up to you at the Players and like gets a picture with you, I'll Venmo them $20.
You heard it there. Free $20 if you come holler at me at the Players Championship. Look for the big flag that says ESPN 690. That's where you will find yours. Surely. That's it. We're out of time, Junior. Appreciate the work. I'll catch up with you next time. Until then, best of luck in your contest.
Peace.